What up, fellow agents? PurePrime here. Today I'm gonna show you the build that holds all. You can rock conflict with this build. You can rock the dark zone with this build. And even those freaking rogues that get you in the back or try to get you in the back. And of course you can rock the freaking raid with this build. Are you ready? Let's go. The build, guys. As you can see, I'm rocking an 11-13 and I'm rocking a 3-piece True Patriot and a 3-piece Gila Guard. I would love to have some Fenris in there, so my custom will hit a little bit harder. Of course, a free 10% assault rifle damage. But in my opinion, I didn't find that good of a backpack or vest. And I'm using the 3-piece Gila because I can add those blues. As you can see, I can add 5 blue mods. And that boosts me up a lot, guys. Because everybody knows that those mines and those explosives are hitting very hard. So in my opinion, every build should have a little explosive resistance, and then in my preference 100% hazard protection, just like this build, guys. As you've seen in the thumbnail, it is 11-13, 450k, 50% explosive resistance, 100% hazard protection, and 74% total weapon damage, and it pushes out 23.5k on my custom, and that's pretty nice. Let's start with this combination, because of course I went for this combination because I have Spark on my backpack. I chose for this merciless, then of course to show you the brutality. While holstered, landing a shot has 5% chance to deal 100% damage as explosive damage. That's why I'm using this as a second gun, and then of course my P416, it's not a custom, my bad, my military P416 has 23.5k base damage, then an RPM of 825 and a mag of 50. I got measured, Allegro and protected reload on there, and with measured I'm liking this build a lot, especially for the PvP part, because this build can do anything, guys. We can run the raid with this build, you can run the DZs with this build, you can run conflict with this build, you can run everything with this build. And for the mods, I went for the damage to elites. As you can see, that 13% damage to elites combined from the muscle break and my holo sight. And you can choose for critical hit damage and critical hit chance there, it's your own preference. But I love to have some DTE as well for or the ads in the dark zones, or of course when I wanna rock this build in the raid. And then of course the sturdy with the 20 extra rounds and minus 10% reload speed and a little 5% critical hit chance with the laser pointer. Let's get over to the 3-piece Gila, guys. And I already explained I would love to have Fenris somewhere on my vest or on my backpack, but I didn't find a good enough roll to make this build, or I'm not happy with the roll that I got. So let's start with my vest, guys. And my vest has a base armor of 43.6k, and it's very nice. It already has 21k armor and 10% critical hit damage, so I could roll that 25% total armor on there. I would love to have some weapon damage, but I didn't quite find it yet. But of course, Bloodsucker on it, and then 2 defensive mods and 1 offensive mod. The 2 defensive mods give me combined 20% explosive resistance, 4.5% total armor, and around 5k armor. So this is pretty nice. Then of course my offensive mod, 1.5% weapon damage, 1% damage to armor, and 4% assault rifle damage. And this combination is very nice, guys. This is why I have that many explosive resistance without running the negotiator's dilemma. So this is pretty dope, man. This is pretty nice. Let's get over to my backpack, and that has hardened and spark, as you can see. It has a base armor of 42.1k, and then it got 14% total armor and 5.5k armor already on there, so I can roll at 10.5% weapon damage on there. I would love to have a higher armor roll, because I have a lot of percentage of armor on my build, and the higher the armor roll on my backpack, the higher my armor will be, of course. But I chose for weapon damage because I'm loving this hard hitting tank build, guys. Just like I said, hardened and spark. That spark, of course, for that 15% weapon damage if you damage an enemy with skills or explosives. And just like I explained, I'm using the merciless for that. And then a blue and a red mod on there, 1% weapon damage, 5% assault rifle damage, and 2% rifle damage for the offensive mod. And the blue defensive mod has almost 3k armor, 2% total armor, and 10% explosive resistance. Then let's get over to the last piece of the Gila Guard, and that's this piece. And this will give me that 50% hazard protection, because I got insulated on there, and that 20% hazard protection, of course, from the Gila Guard brand set. This has a 29.6k base armor, where a little over 30k is the highest, so this is a very good roll. Of course, the max cap of 13% total armor rolled on there, and then double blue as mods. This will give me combined 17% explosive resistance, 5% total armor, and around 6.5k armor. And this is why my explosive resistance is almost at 50%, guys. I can eat up a lot of mines, other explosives. It doesn't really matter anymore. Then let's get over to the 3-piece True Patriot. And why the 3-piece True Patriot? Let me explain to you. As you can see, the 2-piece will give you 10% total armor, and the 3-piece will give you that red, white, and blue. When you shoot an enemy, apply a debuff to him. Debuffs are applied in the order red, white, and blue, cycling every 2 seconds. Red decreases damage dealt by the enemy. White restores armor to friendlies that shoot this enemy, and blue boosts skill haste to friendlies that shoot this enemy. And I'm using this for the red, for myself. It's nice to help out my teammates around me, but I'm doing for myself for the red. Decrease damage dealt by the enemy. And just like I said, we played the raid with this build as well. And I will show you right now. Look at this, guys. I'm tanking Buddy. So I'm taking Buddy around the corner, and I will keep him in the corner. I'll keep him aggroed, and he will only shoot me, so we are safe from the 360 from Lucy then, of course. But look at when he's shooting at me, guys. Of course, a little heal there, but look at this. I got the full flag on him, and he doesn't hurt me, or just a little bit. And that's why on this mask I have 42% damage to elites, and then rolled on there 53% hazard protection. I don't need that 53, I only need 50. But yeah, I got this 53 from Slim, and I already got a 51 and a 50 rolled on another build, and I can destroy that. So yeah, thank you Slim for this. Then of course a red mod, because this is the beautiful thing about True Patriot. We can add red mods to all the gear pieces. So 1 offensive mod, 2% weapon damage, 2% rifle damage, and 4% assault rifle damage. Then let's get over to my holster, guys. And this is almost the same as the Gila holster. No talent and double red. And I'm loving that Gila holster, so I switched over to the True Patriot as well. So let's see, 33.3k base armor, where the top is 34. Around 34, a little bit higher, so this is a very good roll as well. I already explained what the gear sets from True Patriot does, and I got 10% critical hit chance on there, and I rolled at 43k health on there. I could go for a little bit higher on critical hit chance. I would love to, but I would like to keep my health around 35 or maybe 40k. Because, yeah, my health is 82k and that's decent enough to run the raid, but it doesn't need to be lower. Then, let's go over to the mods, because I already explained it to offensive mods. And this will give me combined 2% weapon damage, 2% pistol damage, 2% shotgun damage, and 12% assault rifle damage. These mods, guys, very nice, very nice. And then, of course, for the last piece, those are my gloves. And the gloves, of course, from True Patriot as well, 24k armor, top that you can get. Maybe a little bit higher, maybe 24.2, but this is almost the top. So another very nice base armor roll. Then as an attribute, 12.5k health, and that's why I could only roll that 12% assault rifle damage on there. As you can see in the top near the gear score, it says plus 150, so this is the max cap for the attribute. And then of course it will give me a red mod, 1% weapon damage, 2% damage to health, and 4% assault rifle damage. And that's pretty much the setup from the build. And like you noticed, I didn't mention my handgun. And that's why I want to explain my handgun with the two skills that I'm rocking. Because you see, I'm rocking two healer skills. I'm rocking, of course, the bow, so I can rock the mending mines, and those keep me alive. And of course the healing hive. And why did I choose for this handgun? And I'm not using it, so I will only explain why I have this in my setup, and that's the recharged. While equipped, skills deploy at full armor have 25% duration, charges and ammo. And this boosts up my skills, because watch this. So let's start with the hive, for example. This has a refill speed of 4% and has 25 charges. But when my recharge kicked in, so if I have all my armor, I put it down, I have 31 charges. You maybe seen it in the footage somewhere, but if I get that 100% armor, I can drop down 31 charges. That's 6 charges more. 6 charges of 19k is around 114k. 114k of free healing. That's a lot. And I'm loving the combination with the mending mine as well. It comes back very quickly, or in my opinion very quickly. It doesn't do that much of healing. It's enough for PvE, but like you can see for the PvP it's only 14k health, and that's why I combined these two for the PvP, because this has 19k health. So the calculation that I just did was for the PvP healing, because in my opinion for the PvE you don't really need this healer hive, maybe to help yourself sometimes in the raid or mostly your teammates. And that's why I chose this setup, guys, and this is freaking awesome. I will show you a couple of more fragments of gameplay. This is the freaking future. I only want some weapon damage on my vest and I think I'm done. Of course, don't get me wrong, there are a lot of builds out there that are way better. 550k armor, for example, running around with a shotgun, I got a little respect for you, because it's hard to run around with a shotgun and then survive, because you need to shoot right in the face. But still, it's a little cheeky build in my opinion. And then of course, yeah, we have 100% hazard protection. We got 50% explosive resistance. I will show you the stats in a second, but all those mines, all those bleed hives, all those pyromaniac builds won't affect you at all. But let's get over to the stats, guys. The stats. The weapon damage is 23.4k weapon damage. For the PvP side of things, it's 16.1k, and that's pretty nice. Pretty nice for a 450k tank build. A 15% critical hit chance, because yeah, of course, I chose for the damage to elites on my weapon, and there I could boost another 5% on critical hit chance, and I could boost that critical hit damage to 40. 55% headshot damage, a range of 26, a reload time of 2.5 seconds, because we have that minus 10% reload speed bonus. Then we got 18% all weapon damage and 56% assault rifle damage. That's combined 74% total weapon damage. In my opinion, you can combine these two pretty decent for, and I again repeat myself, for a 450k tank build with Bloodsucker. So yeah, man, I'm loving this build. And then of course 15% LMG damage bonus, 2% shotgun, 15% marksman rifle, 2% pistol, 4% rifle, and 55% damage to elites. Just like you see from my mask and from the two mods on my gun. Then a little 1% damage to armor, 31% health damage because I have a little bit more on the mod. And then we have the 450k armor, 82k health, the 50% health regeneration, then 15% protection from elites. I don't really use it, but if you're running the raid or for example farming landmarks, it's pretty nice to have. And then, like I said guys, almost 50% explosive resistance. 48.7% explosive resistance to be exact. Building a TP build with all red mods and still have a 50% explosive resistance. And this was my intention, guys. I want to build a build that you can use everywhere. So a build that can rule all. You can run the DZ, you can run the PvP side of things like conflict, you can run the raid, and you can run even heroic bounties. man, this build can do all. Then of course, 50% pulse resistance and 100% hazard protection, or yeah, 103% hazard protection, but of course, as we know, the cap is 100%. But yeah, guys, that's it. That's my freaking build. And let me know in the comments what you think about it, guys, because yeah, what do you want to change on it, or you're running this build, how would you change it? Of course, I will hear a lot of ephemeris, I know, but still, what would you run? This isn't an anti-meta build. This is just a build to play every content in the game. But yeah, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to smash that like button and hit that subscribers button. And of course, the notification bell. PurePrime out.